June 18, 1815. The fate of Europe was about to be decided in a single day. On one side stood the man who had shaken the entire continent for over a decade, the military genius and emperor of France, Napoleon Bonaparte. On the other side stood a coalition determined to end his rule forever. Leading the Allied army was the British commander Arthur Wellington, known as the Duke of Wellington. Marching to support him was the Prussian Field Marshal Gebhard Leberecht von Blücher. This was not just another battle. This was Napoleon's last chance. The return of an emperor. In 1814, Napoleon had been forced to abdicate and was exiled to the island of Elba. Europe believed his story was over. They were wrong. In March 1815, Napoleon escaped Elba and returned to France. Troops sent to arrest him instead joined him. Within weeks, he was back in power. This dramatic comeback became known as the 100 Days. But Europe would not allow him to rise again. Britain, Prussia, Austria, and Russia formed a coalition to destroy his power once and for all. The final confrontation would take place near a small village in present-day Belgium, Waterloo. A rain-soaked morning. On the morning of June 18, heavy rain had turned the battlefield into mud. Napoleon delayed his attack, hoping the ground would dry so his artillery could move effectively. Some historians believe this delay cost him everything, because while he waited, the Prussian army was marching closer. Action. The fighting was brutal and relentless. French forces attacked the Allied lines again and again. One of the fiercest struggles centered around a farmhouse called La Haye Sainte, a key defensive position. Wellington's troops held their ground under enormous pressure. As the day dragged on, casualties mounted. Smoke covered the fields. Cannon fire thundered across the countryside. Then, in the distance, dust appeared on the horizon. For a moment, Napoleon hoped it was French reinforcements. It wasn't. It was Blücher's Prussian army. Napoleon was now fighting on two fronts. The fall of a legend. In a final desperate move, Napoleon sent in his Imperial Guard, his most elite and loyal soldiers. They had almost never been defeated in battle. If they broke the Allied line, victory might still be possible. But this time, they failed. The Imperial Guard retreated, and when word spread that the Guard is retreating, panic swept through the French army. The line collapsed. Napoleon had lost. The end. After Waterloo, Napoleon abdicated for the second time. This time, there would be no dramatic escape. He was sent far away to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic Ocean. There, once the most powerful man in Europe, he spent the rest of his life in exile.